and welcome back to a new video. So I am in my kitchen today because we're going to be doing some Halloween baking. When I'm filming this, it's still like 2 weeks away from Halloween, but you'll be seeing this just a few days before Halloween. So happy Halloween, preemptively. Hope you all have fun. I don't really do Halloween personally. We just never really did it growing up, and so as a result, I'm not that interested in it. But I know a lot of other people like Halloween, and it is fun, and you never know, maybe I'll get into it as an adult. And you know, to kind of match the spirit of not really into it, I thought I'd do some baking, because if you watch the vlogs, or if you've been around here a while, you'll know that the kitchen is not a place I'm particularly comfortable in. I am not a good cook, I am not a good baker, I can do ready meals, and that's pretty much the extent of my culinary skills. So we'll see how this goes. It could turn out to be a disaster, but either way, it'll make a good video, because if it is a disaster, well, it'll just be a horror story, and that's seasonal. So I have this cookie recipe from the BBC, and it's just a plain vanilla biscuit that I'm then going to decorate with fondant icing. I've got some fondant icing here. I've got some coloured stuff as well. Never used this before, have no idea how it's going to work or if it'll work, but hey, we're winging it. So yeah, we will obviously be icing them. I think I'm going to make them in the shape of ghosts, because I don't have any cookie cutters, so I'm just going to be like hand cutting them with a knife. So I thought a ghost was a good shape, since they're not really any particular shape, you know, as long as it's vaguely ghost-like, you can say it's a ghost and it's fine. So we're going with ghosts. I might try some pumpkins as well, but probably mostly go with ghosts. So I think I'm going to double the recipe for this, because in my experience, BBC recipes always come up quite small. You know, it says it serves like 12 people, but it actually serves like 2 people, because you know, I made their cupcake recipe recently and it was meant to make 12 cupcakes, and I think it made like 4. So I'm gonna double the recipe and hopefully everything will be fine. So as you may be able to see, I already have some of the stuff I need out, so I'll show you what I have. It's pretty much just normal baking stuff like flour, but I'll show you anyway. This is my baking basket, so I've got flour at the back, caster sugar at the front, and then I've got my fondant icing. I've got some coloured fondant as well, which is like a Halloween thing. And I have some sprinkles, which are technically Golden Galaxy sprinkles, but I thought they looked quite Halloween-y and autumnal, because they're like, you know, they're like the colour of fallen leaves, so I felt they fitted. And then I obviously also have eggs and butter, which is just standard stuff, although after the butter incident on the bus, not really looking forward to using butter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch the previous video, the Draw With Me video, where I told you all of my horror bus stories. Yeah, there was a guy, the bus driver, and he was eating butter. Like, I mean, this man, he opened a tub of butter, put his finger in it, and ate the butter. Anyway, if you wanna hear that story, go watch that video. But yeah, needless to say, I have gone off butter. So the initial recipe is pretty easy. I've just got to preheat the oven, although I'm not going to be doing that right now, because I have to put the mixture in the fridge for half an hour before I cut it and stuff. So if I preheat the oven now, it'll be on for like an hour without being used. So that should be like step 4. So I won't preheat the oven yet. But yeah, basically I just need to, you know, put the butter and the butter and sugar, eggs, beat it all in, etc. And basically just make the cookie mixture. So I will do that, and I will see you when the cookie mixture is ready to put in the fridge. Okay, I've added all the ingredients and I've mixed quite a bit, but honestly, I need to knead the dough anyway, and I'm just not strong enough to stir it with my hands. I think if I'm going to do baking with any regularity, I need an electric whisk. I am just not strong enough, and so I think I'll make more progress by mixing the rest with my hands. But in order to do that, the jewellery needs to come off and I need to put an apron on, so I'll be back in a second. That's better. By the way, I designed this apron myself and bought it from my own Redbubble shop. So if you want this apron I'm wearing, you can go and buy it from my Redbubble shop. Just a little bit of self-promo there. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to clean up the countertop and then get my hands in there basically and try and knead the dough as best I can. I need to finish mixing it in and then I need to knead it anyway. And then it'll go in the fridge for half an hour. So wish me luck. Is this what it's supposed to look like? Because it's not meant to be too sticky, and it said if it's sticky, add more flour. But at the same time, I don't want to add too much flour, because then it'll overpower the eggs, and the eggs are the binding agent, right? Some baking expert's going to be screaming in the comments. And then obviously if I add too much flour, it'll all fall apart. So like it's still a bit sticky, so I feel like I should add a bit more flour. But at the same time, I don't want to add too much. So I don't know what to do, guys. Maybe I'll add just a tiny bit more and we'll take it from there. Just over a minute left. I'm really hoping that this is going to go well and that when I take it out of the fridge it is actually going to be something I can work with. Honestly, I don't really care if they're edible or not. I just want something to decorate so the video isn't a complete flop. So yeah, we got just over a minute left. I would like you all to send me your good luck vibes into the past. What date is it? I have no idea. I think it's the 19th. So it's the 19th. Is it the 19th? I don't think it is, actually. What is the date? I don't know. It's the 20th. The 20th of October. And it's 7:10. So send your good luck vibes into the past to the 20th of October, 2021 at 7:10 in the evening. Thank you. I'm receiving them all now, and then hopefully when we take this dough out the fridge, everything will be fine and I can roll it out and we can cut it into some fun shapes and it will all go okay. Like I said, I don't have any cookie cutters, so this is my cookie cutter and we're just gonna wing it. I do have a GCSE in art, so I guess I'm kind of qualified. However, I did suck at the pottery part of that, so maybe not. But hey, we got 8 seconds left. Okay, let's see if this has worked. Kind of looks the same if you ask me, but I'm hoping it worked. So the next step is to roll out the dough and then just cut it. I don't have a rolling pin. Or do I actually? I don't think I do. No, I do not. But what I do have is a Voss water bottle. So I'm going to use this as a rolling pin. Voss water, by the way, is disgusting. I bought it just because the water bottle is cool. And now it's going to be a rolling pin. I reckon it's now truly official that I suck ass at baking and cooking in general, because Honestly, I'm not convinced that these cookies are going to come out edible at all. However, like I said, as long as it's something I can decorate, I don't care. I definitely also made too much dough, which is like literally every other time I've done a BBC recipe, the sample size, like the serving sizes have been completely wrong. But of course, the one time I actually took it upon myself to double it, it was correct, and I was wrong, which is just my luck, and it always happens. It's just the kitchen. I suck at everything in the kitchen, okay? And I've accepted that about me, and it's fine. But we're gonna try some icing. The cookies are in the oven. They need to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. I preheated the oven while I was kind of trying to cut out some ghost shapes. I tried a couple of pumpkins as well, and then I just gave up and did some squares. I put the remainder of the dough back in the fridge in case I can do something with it tomorrow, but if not, I'll just chuck it in the bin. So yeah, I'm gonna open this fondant icing and it should just be ready to go. I just roll it out with my rolling pin and then I can cut it out, and hopefully this will be easier since someone else made it that wasn't me. So I will open that up and give that a go in a minute, but first of all I'm going to go have a sit down and have a drink because my back is killing me after standing here for 20 minutes cutting out cookies. So yeah, I will come back when I've taken the cookies out of the oven, and I will do the icing while they're cooling down. They might be edible after all. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, even though I kind of just did. But they're not looking too bad. Let me give you a close-up. See? Not too shabby. You can see I've poked them to make sure they were cooked. So yeah, they obviously grew in the oven. And they're not like that much of a ghost shape, but hopefully once I put the fondant on, it'll look more like a ghost. And yeah, these are just squares because I got sick of making shapes. The glasses have also come off because it's too hot in here and they keep steaming up every time I open the oven. So I have this block of fondant which I really just want to eat. So yeah, this is going to be obviously for the base ghost. I have another one of these as well if I run out. And then I got these colourful ones as well. So I have black, which I'm going to use for the eyes of the ghost. And then obviously I've made two pumpkin ones, and I have a red and a yellow. So I'm wondering, like, if I smush these together, will it make orange? It might, or it might not. The only way to find out is to try. So I'm going to try smushing these together, and hopefully it'll make an orange colour to decorate the pumpkins. And if not, I'll just have green or blue pumpkins. Because that's my only option, okay? I'm not good at baking. So yeah, I'm gonna see if this works. I'm really hoping it will. I mean, like, in theory, it should, you know, because red and yellow make orange. But at the same time, when it comes to me and cooking, things that should happen rarely actually happen, you know? It's always the least likely thing that usually happens, and it's usually a bad thing at that. So I've got to try and get into them first. I can't tell you how much I just want to eat the fondant. I adore fondant, which I think is a bit of a controversial opinion. I've heard that online. I don't know. But let me know what your favourite kind of icing is in the comments, because my favourite kind of icing is easily fondant. I love it. Like, generally speaking, I don't really like cake. I mean, I don't not like it, I just don't love it, you know, and so most of the time I'm just like, meh. Like, I could eat cake or I could eat something else, you know. But I love the fondant icing on birthday cakes. So whenever it's someone's birthday, I'm like, yeah, I'll have a slice of cake. They usually have jam in them as well, and I don't like jam, so, you know, I basically just take the whole cake apart. I eat the fondant, maybe eat a bit of the cake, and then just leave all of the stuff that the jam touched. So I got the yellow out. These are, like, really difficult to get out of their packaging. It's kind of like Play-Doh. I feel like a kid, except it's edible Play-Doh. I mean, you know, we all ate Play-Doh as kids. So we have red and yellow, and in theory, when I smush them together, it should make orange. That's basic colour theory. I took art at GCSE, been painting for like 8 years, so in theory it should work, but I don't know how, you know, food works, so let's see, shall we? It might just end up being, you know, like a ball of red and yellow. They might not combine, which will be quite funny, if I'm being honest. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, it's not looking great so far, but maybe I just need to be patient. So I'm going to sit here and knead this ball of fondant into oblivion and hope that it turns orange. It's working! We have orange fondant. My hands are stained, so that's great, but it worked. So that's great, because that's at least something that's worked tonight. So obviously I can't actually decorate said cookies until they cool down a bit, but that's fine. Since I'm not going to use the blue, I'm going to eat it. It literally looks like I'm eating Play-Doh. I should send a picture of this to my mum with no context and be watch her panic. No, I'm not that mean. I wonder if it will turn my teeth blue. It kind of is, actually. Turning my hands blue, that's for sure. That fondant has definitely turned my teeth blue. So, while I'm waiting for the cookies to cool, I am going to go and brush my teeth so that I don't spend the remainder of this video with blue teeth. Looking all right, if you ask me. Clearly, I am no professional baker. I don't know if that came across in the video. I mean, I know I seemed just so competent and like I knew exactly what I was doing the whole time, but I am actually not a professional, which is not at all obvious. But yeah, you know what, considering how terrible I am at baking and just in the kitchen in general, I'm happy with how these turns out. Okay, I think the ghosts look adorable. You can clearly tell that the bottom one is a pumpkin. You know, they look obviously Halloween-y. So I think that's a success, okay? The goal was to make something that resembled a cookie and decorate it to look spooky, which I completed. So you can see the mess that is still behind me. I have not decorated all of the cookies because I'll be here all night, and I need to go to bed basically. So I'm going to clear up. I will put all of the biscuits away in a container, and I will sort them out tomorrow. I'll sort everything out tomorrow. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me do some spooky baking. I know I'm terrible at it, but I hope you found some amusement in watching me be terrible at it. If you want to laugh at me, that is a-okay. I would laugh at me too. I'm a terrible baker, terrible cook. I am aware of that. I am just, you know, I didn't burn myself. I still have all of my fingers, and I didn't set the fire alarm off. I'm not sick. And therefore, it's a success, okay? Because all of those things have happened before. I've burnt myself several times. I have set the smoke alarm off many times, cut myself many times. I don't even have kitchen knives because I can't be trusted. So, you know, the fact that I'm even still in one piece is a win for me. If you have any tips for cooking or baking, please leave them in the comments, because clearly I need some help. Preferably nothing that involves knives or anything, because I'm not allowed to use those because I have Tourette's, and therefore having a sharp object in a hand that you sometimes can't control is not a good idea. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it was fun making them, even though it didn't quite turn out how I planned. I think I will leave the baking to my sister in the future. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. Subscribe if you would like to see more, like it if you did enjoy it, even if you just enjoyed laughing at me. Leave a comment down below telling me what your favourite icing is, and let me know whether fondant is actually a controversial choice or if I'm just misinformed, because I've been told it is controversial, but it may not be. And also leave any tips if you have them, because clearly I need them. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next video.